Naja family. So this is training video number 2 of being a representative for the Gathering Campaign. My name is LaQuay Joel. I'm the National Project Lead, and if I forgot to say it last time, welcome aboard. So uh, now that we are in the position, let's talk about the process and how it works. So this is the process, and basically what you need to do. First, identify as many black-owned businesses as you can within your area. And we prefer you to start off with the city in which you live, primarily because that's how we've kind of designated who and where and so on and so forth across the country. We've identified 300 cities, and we set up positions for people to sign up in those particular cities. So we try not to have too much overlap so that you're not tripping over each other, because there are a limited amount of black-owned businesses, although there are 2 million black-owned businesses nationwide. So the first thing that we would say is look for the barbershops, look for the hair salons. Those are the majority of the businesses that we happen to own and we frequent and support on a continuous basis. The next thing that we would ask you to do is look for the restaurants and the clothing stores. Those are businesses that we occupy a large percentage of in our community as well. And then you can move on to other types of businesses like funeral parlors, automotive repair shops, tire shops, all of these type of things that we tend to have businesses within that sector as well. So, and keep in mind, recording studios, those are qualified, music stores, and these type of businesses also qualify and usually have a brick and mortar location. Accountants, attorneys, yes, yes, yes to all of those. So, but those are the things that you need to look at in terms of category for you to try and, figure out where are the black-owned businesses. Because most people don't really know that we do have quite a few businesses, quite a few bakeries, quite a few retail stores and so forth. These businesses we happen to own a lot of. So therefore, that's where you could start, where you would have the greatest amount of success in terms of finding them. Now, once you found them, you can do two things. You can call, or you can actually go visit the business. We prefer you go visit the business, but you can definitely call them. Email is probably going to be ineffective, but I'm not going to tell you how you can go about doing it. If you are successful, then that's all power to you. So when you show up at this business, or when you call this business, if you're not used to doing this type of thing from start, it's probably going to be difficult for you. So you need to take a look at the next video, which is going to get into the actual training process. But for now, let's talk through the process. You talk to the business owner and you inform them who you are and that you're part of the All African Empowerment Society Gathering Campaign. You're part of the Treasury, and you want to get their information about their business, and you want to inform them what the Treasury does. So first thing you want to point out is that the Treasury provides cash grants to black-owned businesses, specifically and only. So if they have the mindset that, one, why would you be giving us money? Because that is the purpose of the Treasury. That is the objective, because we are unifying. See, you have to say that. You have to let people know that, because they don't know that we are unifying it. Everyone talks unity and they keep thinking, oh, we're never going to do it. Well, guess what? We're doing it. We're unifying. And part of unifying is, quote unquote, taking a census. And a census involves finding out where people are and who people are and what they are. So we're doing it with the businesses at this point. And we do that because we want to make economic decisions. And economic decisions require us to understand all of the chips on the board. Once we understand all the chips on the board, we know how to move them. So you talk to the business owner, you let them know that you're with the Gathering Campaign, you're with the Treasury, and the Treasury provides cash grants to black-owned businesses only. And that in order for us to make them eligible to apply for a cash grant with the Treasury, we need to get their information and let them know about the Treasury. There's nothing more to it. We don't need anything else from them. We just need them to know. Now, once they agree to say, okay, well, my information is such, meaning the name of the business owner, the address of the business, the name of the business, the telephone number, and the email, you're done. That's it. That's all you need to know. And then you go to www.aaesociety.org/NEWBIZ, new biz, and you fill out the form. And in the beginning of this form, you point out that you are the representative who's signing up this business. Now, once you complete this form, whether you do it or the business owner does it, if the business owner does it, then they need to indicate that you are who they talk to. And they will put your name in the first column. Now, if they put their name in, all we do is send them an email afterwards, because they registered their own business. If you do it, or if there's a representative before it, we call that business to verify that it is a real business, that it has an actual physical location, and that the owner is whatever name was input, and that someone did speak with them, and they are aware that we are now going to include them into the Treasury system, and that they are welcome to all of the benefits that come along with that. We explain the process. and why it's important for them to be pre-registered at this point. Once we do that, we send them an email that explains even further, and that is really our process. Now, our week begins on Monday and ends on Sunday. So from Monday to Saturday, we are accepting new registrations. Anyone that's registered on a Sunday, that's going to be applied to the following week. So on Saturday, we begin the process, or we've been doing throughout the week, but we conclude our process of data entry. And once we conclude our process of data entry, then we start to set money aside to pay those individuals the following week. So once that week is completed, we move on to the following Monday, in which we project that we will make payment. It may be Monday, Tuesday, but primarily we do it by Monday. And we do this by digital transfer. The digital transfer, we use PayPal. There's no fees involved when we use PayPal. At least there's no fees for you. We incur some, but for you, no fees. So we send that money to you via PayPal, and then you can forward that money to your bank. If we have to pull the money out and send you via Western Union or any other process, then you will incur the fees of whatever that is. Now, there is a legality involved in this particular step. This particular step means that once we pay you more than $600 or $600 plus, we have to report to the government that we spent and we gave you X amount of money in terms of income. You will be responsible for your own taxes. We are not responsible for those taxes. You are not required to pay taxes, as far as I know. I'm not an accountant, but this is as far as I know. You're not required to pay taxes on money that you receive under $600. But once you hit the $600 threshold, it's considered actual income, and you would be responsible for some minor taxes in that respect. So that's why you need to fill out a W-9 form. Now, if you filled out a W-9 form and you send it back to us, it is my belief that it needs to be signed with a pen. You cannot just fill out your W-9 form with the computer in terms of your signature line. And that makes it an executable document that we've actually received and we send over to the government. So that's what you need to do. So we're going to send you a manual. We're going to send you a W-9 form, and you need to read the manual cover to cover. And at the same time, you need to complete your W-9 form, sign that W-9 form. You can scan it and then send it back to us in the form of an email. So that's primarily the gist of video 2, to get into your W-9 form, the process, and your pay. So one more thing in terms of your pay. We are paying $25 per hour, which means that we're paying you $25 for each business that is brick and mortar that you present. We did address that in video 1, but I want to make sure you understand it again in video 2. So if you have any further questions, go back to video 1 in reference to that, and we will continue to talk about it and make sure we clarify. Look at your manual. Again, welcome aboard. We appreciate having you. We want to try and make you be successful in everything that you're doing, because your success is our success, and our success is the success of the nation. So, Naja people, thank you so much for joining us.